Director-General, today on the BBC that you run, high-profile sports programming is off air. That is unprecedented. You've got the British public who have no idea when the programmes they pay for might come back. Have you lost control of the BBC?
Well, I'm very sorry for the disruption today. It's been a difficult day, and I am sorry that audiences have been affected and they haven't got the programming. As a keen sports fan, I know, like everyone, that to miss programming is a real blow, and I am sorry about that. We are working very hard to resolve the situation and make sure that we get output back on air.
How are you working to resolve the situation, though?
Well, I don't want to go into too much detail about exact discussion. I think everyone wants to calmly resolve the situation. I mean, I would say Gary Lineker is a superb broadcaster. He's the best in the business. That's not for debate. Well, I think I won't go through all the history, but we are where we are, and I think that he is an outstanding broadcaster. He's a brilliant broadcaster, and to be clear, success for me is Gary gets back on air, and together we are giving to the audiences that world-class sports coverage, which, as I say, I'm sorry we haven't been able to deliver today.
So you're sorry about that? Are you sorry about the way you've handled it? Are you sorry about the fact that you've taken him off air?
Well, I think we've made decisions, and I've made decisions based on a real passion about what the BBC is. And it's difficult. It's this balance between free speech and impartiality. And I honestly do not believe, despite a lot of the commentary, that this is about left or right. It's about our ability. We're fierce champions of democratic debate, free speech. But with that comes the need to create an impartial organisation.
Gary Lineker has made lots of comments before. You allowed him to criticise the Qatari government on the BBC. Why was this different? Is it because he attacked the UK government?
No, absolutely not. This is nothing to do with anything to do with the specifics of where a tweet is sent. And I'll talk in general terms, but it's about getting involved in party political matters. Now, what I would say is I'm listening hard. This has been a tough time for the BBC, and we care about our audiences. We want to get the right outcome for this. We're working very hard to get that done, and I would like to see Gary Lineker return on air on the BBC. Now, with that, we have to listen. I think we have to do a bit of thinking about the balance between, you know, how you are delivering impartiality and also the ability for people to, particularly freelancers, to say things online. And we're in a new age that requires a
guidelines. It says the risk is lower when an individual is expressing views publicly on an unrelated area, for example, a sports presenter. How is it that for someone who has made impartiality his big thing for 2.5 years that you've been dealing?
Yeah.
But during that period, you've not even agreed what impartiality is with your most high-profile and highest-paid presenter. Isn't that a catastrophic mistake?
No, I think we are in an evolving situation where there's always some judgment. And what I want to do is listen, find a balanced, reasonable solution where we've said people want to be able to express opinions. I understand that. I have only one objective, which is to make sure the BBC is truly impartial, that we're doing that in a balanced way. And I think we need to listen and reflect on the guidelines, and your points are valid, which is, are we clear across the board?
Why this time it's different with Gary Lineker? You know, you're questioning his impartiality, but there are lots of people who are questioning yours. They are saying that you buckled under pressure from the UK government, the Conservative Party, of which you were once a member, an official, and the right-wing press to take action against Gary Lineker. Is that true? Is it the UK government, the right-wing press, all of that, that made it different for you this time?
This absolutely not. Anyone who knows me, by the way, knows that we are in the BBC and myself are absolutely driven by a passion for impartiality, not left, right, or pandering to a particular party.
To say, I support your migrant policy, I back it, it's brilliant. He would be taking an opinion. Would you have removed him from air?
I'm not going to go through.
But it's a valid
I'm not going to
point,
go through all the hypotheticals of the past. What I'm going to,
but it's a valid
what I would say very clearly is we deal with these things on an ongoing basis. I think there are some questions coming from this period, which has been difficult. There are some questions about making sure, and it's a fair challenge, are we totally clear on those guidelines for freelancers?
Are you going to remove Sir Lord Sugar, Karen Brady, Chris Packham, presenters who also give their opinions? Why aren't they off that?
Well, the current guidelines, as they exist today, and I do want to reflect on those guidelines, do draw a distinction between those people who are seen as pan-BBC figures, who work on big BBC events, that are different to those that are appearing on programmes. We can debate that. I'm in listening mode. I want to make sure that going forward we have a workable solution. Let's be clear, we've got the best sports broadcaster in the world. We want to make sure that he can come back on air. We work together to make that happen. And everyone wants to see a reasonable solution to this. And that's where I am. I am really focused on getting to a solution, working quickly together to make it happen.
I'm going to wrap up shortly, but you've suspended Gary Lineker for an anti-government tweet. And of course, there are questions being asked about Richard Sharp, the chairman of the BBC, who is being investigated for facilitating a loan for the former Prime Minister, Boris Johnson. Why is he still in a job?
Well, to be very clear, we asked Gary to step back. In terms of the chairman, I have a lot of responsibilities in this job for thousands of people. One thing I don't do is the appointment of the chair. And well, it's a different process. You know, the way in which the board is hired, and that role is a different thing to editorially me running the BBC, making those decisions, trying to be fair, and getting a BBC that is truly impartial. And boy, we should be fighting for this in this world, calmly, rationally, fighting for a BBC that really actually champions free speech.
And my last question to you. Impartiality is a big value for the BBC, but so is trust. Right now, there are many people in the UK that simply do not trust you. Do you think you should resign?
Absolutely not. I think my job is to serve licence fee payers and deliver a BBC that is really focused on world-class, impartial, landmark output. And I look forward to us resolving this situation and looking forward to delivering that.
Director-General Tim Davie, thank you.
Thank you.